One based off of what I wrote to my mother when I was sick. This is called A Dapper Illness. Someone very close to me used to tell me that I wasn't worth a vivid, damned dream, that I should cease to exist at all. But eventually I stopped listening to the reprobate in the mirror. A self-phantom, abusive reflection of a ghastly, intangible, skeletal, devolving limb of hope. No one will ever miss you, it said. O heritage of fish, near the bed of death's ocean. A quarreling piano title, enduring December recital. The illness flowed like benediction in reverse, holding back the grains of purpose as the beautiful sea of insecurity sandcastled into the sickness-closed doors of my mind. The ruins all around me were the former being that was me. A pariah inside my own Holocaust anorexic husk, holding up the shelter underneath a bulimic, self-purged esteem, holding the still-dripping close from my most recent single-digit purge, the crimes of a decaying beginning. Wherein writhed my gaunt tendencies, chained to a childhood, burnt, long-suffering, washed in emotion, terror, silent offering. In earnest anticipation of a redefining Cerberus dream, where owls kaleidoscope day into a newly curfewed night, where the moments are changing, under whose wings are napalm amputated by the sulfur disease that hides inside the heirloom generation that is written in the poetic sentience of all of us. A wish. A refuge where all DNA is promised. Of a loving intolerance, unadulterated families' acceptance. But nature seems to have simply artificially injected this knowledge. For in most home-based trial cases, the embedded intel seems to be derelict of this truth. In fact, it's not ringing at all, except the bones of our youth. The domestic unsolved symbiote riddles are the wake of somebody else's never-should-have-happened business. Our communal yearning that is reincarnated, graft under the epidermis that is our experience, continues to testify to this sadness, that the archaic clarity lore archives of optimism's structures have lost sanity long aspiration ages ago. Between the chronicles of history's excursions of power on repeat that have been released from the infinite code to a strangely dim joy's nameless sorrow, and never have found a plausible ending for inhumanity's key to equality's story. No matter what ill-begotten mental strain incapacitates the nights, my fear, jet black, full dread, austerity sheep's epidermis is a prison of accidentally submissive, opaque disguise. A guardian's blanket signature sent me away to a pillow cell with shame-stained walls that are endlessly colonized by wisdomotic memory-ache tears of fallen atonement ash. No longer winged mythical fiends are the invisible comrades of my illness. The 7 lines of the wards beyond the wardrobe, where the pathetic hydra is speaking the incantation of songs that are my isolated angels. They are tonguelessly mouthing an inaudible mother of the all gods' universal prayer. Their misery hands are severed, cauterized, bound by the incendiary ambitions of somebody else's sins. Their vengeance is an allegiance singing the unsolicited fail-edge acquaintance of time's safe, tone-scattered grace, deaf, lethargic, hallelujah chorus. A trophy to inhumanity's atrophy, amazed shadows. Against all the white social lie, injustice stigma that is avarice's complacent, comfortable, distracting debt that applauds her purpose. Bitterly, I remark unto myself that I am strappingly homeless at heart, off my own presumptuous, often presumed to be arrogant epidermis sleeve. And I'm playing a game. I'm marking you as if you were a shadowy impression of the vampiric, dried gasoline thirst of cooling vermilion. I'll just get to the end because it's really long. I tried to time it today, but I didn't really have time between transferring it from my computer to writing it down to my phone and then to this thing. So, sorry about that. Declaring a genocide vernacular against the stored-up fragments of the illusionary combatants that are the arguments within. Abusing the values of post-grey dignity, the combatants, or the cohabitants, nervosa diplomacy has forever put acceptance out of action. Creating a subsurface sequence of expounding daily episodes of regret. Leading the mirror towards the cursed visage of my seemingly well-mannered, dapper illness, seduced devil. A creeping forlorn doubt twin. An emotive double helix sonnet parasite of contempt against the well-rehearsed humiliations that I play over in my mind. Again, as if suicide held an oblivion harmonic. But really, it is not but guilt. And so I leave you with this. The aftermath of my single attempt to mend a newly acquainted friendship, and that is a knife unto skin, is a lonely, blazing, singed wrist scar of an only attempt. So if you take no words away from anything that I've said, if you remember not the wordplay and the gestures of this unqualified song from some meager someone else, remember this short adage. No one can say they love anyone else unless they accept them. And no one can accept anyone else unless they can know them. And no one can know anyone else for who they really are unless they desire it. In earnest anticipation of. Thank you.